Okay, I will start now. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening to all the participants, the doctors, associate professor, doctors, and all students. So today is our last session for series 5, advanced technique and developments in biomaterial and characterization and application. So today we are going to have two speakers with the title Biomaterial Innovation and Technologies. So before any further, I would like to share our first intro for our first speakers. Okay, so today we are going to have two speakers, and we were going to start with our first speakers. So he is the Director of Center of Sustainable Nanomaterials at Nano University Technology Malaysia, UTM, senior lecturers at Department of Biosciences, Faculty of Science, and he also a professional chemist and technologist and chartered chemist. He obtained his first degree, master and PhD in chemistry at Departments of Chemistry Faculty of Science, UTM. His expertise is applied material science, where his research area involves using material in biological and medical application. He has a total of publication about 281, including 91 index journal, 12 index journals, 18 edited chapter and other publication. And until now, he obtained around 21 research projects, including 2 international grants, 5 national grants, and 14 projects from UTM. He is also actively collaborating with other fields such as medical science and engineering, biology, chemistry, physics, and social science. He has been supervised and co-supervised around 100 students, including 8 PhD students, where 3 of them have been graduated, 29 master students, and the rest are undergraduate students and co-supervision. In terms of intellectual property, he holds 91 IPR, including 12 patents filing, 2 utility innovation, and 49 copyright. One of the achievements in his research development is in research development, commercialization, and innovation is the commercialization of the research product called dual antibacts, has antibacterial agent. There are many other research products that will be commercialized, including control, release fertilizer, silica hydroxyapatite biomaterial, and biosynthesized silver nanoparticle. Therefore, I would like to welcome our first speaker, Associate Prof, ChM, Dr. Ahmad Nizam Malek from UTM. And please, Dr. Nizam, the floor is yours to share your slide. Sorry, Dr. Nizam, we can hear you.
Okay, so hopefully you can see the slide.
Yes, we can see the slide. Yeah.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And salam sejahtera everyone. Thank you, Dr. Fatiha, for the brief introduction about me. Okay. And then thanks for the opportunity for me, okay, to give a talk on this topic today. And also Dr. Zul Helmi, Associate Prof. Dr. Zul Helmi is my friend. We'll be talking also about the innovation in biomaterials after this. Okay. So I'm a director of Center for Sustainable Nanomaterials. So actually what we did in this center, actually is under UTM lah, University Technology Malaysia Johor, UTM Johor. So under this center, we try to come up with the various materials, especially nanomaterials, but using a sustainable technique. For example, biosynthesized silver nanoparticle, or we synthesize the nanoparticles for the biological application or medical application. Okay, so for today's talk, I will be talking about the challenge and strategies in innovating biomaterials. Okay. Okay, actually, I have 2 products. Okay, 2 innovative products. This one actually have been presented in 2018 in the seminar of the International Seminar on Biosciences and Medical Engineering with the title of overview of bench to market. So actually before this, I'm the head of Department of Biotechnology and Medical Engineering under Faculty of Biosciences and Medical Engineering. And then after that, I think last year, okay, 2018, we split, and then my Department of Biosciences, is under Faculty of Science now, and they are actually Faculty of Medical Engineering. So during that time, actually, I see a lot of opportunities when we want to apply the materials that we produce for the biomedical application, such as the biomaterials. So actually that's why my background is chemistry, and I'm at the Department of Biosciences, and my focus area is on the application of the materials towards the medical and so biological application. So that's why if you see in this slide here, so I have a fertilizer, control release fertilizer for the bioscience. Another one is dual antibiotics, which is antibacterial agent. Okay, dual antibacterial wound healing agent that we produce from the research. This is specific for the biomedical application. Okay, I want to talk about dual antibiotics. Okay, actually the name for dual antibiotics is because inside this material there are two types of antibacterial agent. Okay, two types of bacterial agent. The basic or the material, the raw material of this dual antibiotics is the organometalkaolin. Okay, so the kaolin or kaolinite is a clay, is a local clay, and then it's actually used for actually in cosmetic. And then we put it two antibacterial agents which are metal. So in this product is silver ion, and then we attach with surfactant, cationic surfactant, hexadecyl trimethyl ammonium, or sometimes we call it as acetyl ammonium bromide, CTAB, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. Okay, cetyl trimethyl ammonium bromide. So we have a organometalkaolin powder. That's why we call it as dual antibiotics. So the antibacterial, two antibacterial agents in the kaolin, and kaolin as a carrier system. And it can also be used for dual function as an antibacterial agent and also as a wound healing. So it can be used. Actually, the main product is as antibacterial agent for the wound healing is additional benefits of this product. Okay, I want to share with you about the product that we commercialize. It's already commercialized. Okay, but still under research grant, which is prototype development research grant given by the ICC. ICC is Innovation and Commercialization Center, UTM. So we got around 20,000 ringgit to come up with a prototype. So the prototype is a market-ready prototype, as you can see here. Okay, in the form of a cleansing soap and also in the form of cream. For the cleansing soap is we already put it in Shopee here. Okay, put it in Shopee. Starting on March, I think, or last year, early last year, and then today I got the image of this one, of the cream here that the OEM will produce today. I will produce this week, and then it will be what do you call this? Sold by the commercialized by Clinic. Clinic is a startup company lah. Clinic. There is nothing to do with me, although the name is almost the same, Clinic. So Clinic is a startup company under my previous student. Okay. So currently I have this product. So the product is the function of this product is for the antibacterial agent, not for wound healing. Okay, not for the wound healing, because if you want to sell the product under wound healing category, so it's fall under the pharmaceutical product, which we need to have what do you call it, MAL, what do you call this, the approval from NPRA. I think most of the audience here comes from the medical science, so I think you know about this, okay? Because I'm from chemistry and also from bioscience. I'm not from the medical, so there are maybe some terms that we use. It's not is the term for the chemistry, not for the medical area. Okay. Um, so actually, this was started in 2011. Okay, 2011, I got this small research grant under UTM, because UTM is one of the research university, and then UTM provide a research university grant to the lecturer, and then we got this grant with the title quaternary ammonium compound modified silver zeolite. Okay, actually, at the initial stage, we use zeolite as a base or as a carrier system for the this antibacterial agent. But then, because it is very costly to produce zeolite, we change it to kaolin. So that's why we are using kaolinite. And then after that, we got another research grant. Okay, in 2012, and after that, we participate in the INATEX. So in UTM, we have INATEX, Industrial Art and Technology Exhibition, and we got this bronze medal because we come up with a new techniques or new process in making this product. And then after that, I apply for the prototype research grant scheme under Ministry of Education, and Alhamdulillah, I got this project. The Ministry of Education Malaysia grant me around 159,000 ringgit to come up with a prototype. Okay, so under this project, there are many things that we have done to come up with this product. Actually, for this prototype development, is more on the product valuation, where we submit these samples to the various agencies, and for example like Makmal Biosurasi in UKM, and then we got the certificate. And then actually we are still learning on how to come up with this product. Okay, and then after that in 2015 we filed the patent under the title of antimicrobial wound healing agent. And then again for the same product we participate in ITEX in 2010, and we got a gold medal. And there is actually a gap between 2015 and 2020, because at this time there is one company want to buy this technology, buy this product, want to license this patent. But then this one actually is under M3C, Symbiosis UMK M3C. Okay, but then there is a issue. There is actually issue, legal issue in terms of antibacterial wound healing agent, because of the word wound. So we cannot simply commercialize it, and we need to have a lot of clinical trials, clinical testing, approval from the NPRA, and many things. So for 2 to 3 years is hanging, because they want to strategize it, but then end up like they cannot commercialize it. Okay, so in 2020, last year, I tried to get the PRGS, Prototype Development Research Grant Scheme under ICC, to come up with this prototype. Okay, and then the ICC advised me to come up with a cleansing soap and also cream, and just simply use the term antibacterial agent, not antibacterial wound healing agent, so that we can see the market of this product. So now it is in the Shopee, in the market shelf. And the next stage actually is for the commercialization of this product in terms of the marketing. Okay. So there are challenges actually. There are so many challenges when we want to commercialize the product. Okay, especially when we want to use it for human purpose. Okay, or related to human. Okay, so I divided the challenge into three. First is lack of experience. So we are academician or researcher. We lack of information about innovation and commercialization, right? And most of us, even for me, we focus on paper, on come up with a high impact publication, and we focus on the novelty of the what they call it, the experiment. So because for the high impact publication, they need a novelty. They need a lot of data from the high-end instrument and many things, okay? And lack of product development strategies. And I'm a scientist. So as a scientist, we actually come up with the fundamental studies, and we have lack of information about the large-scale production, unlike those from the engineering, okay, especially from the chemical engineering or mechanical engineering. Okay, so if you ask me, whether I collaborate with other or not, yes, I collaborate, but sometimes they cannot give commitment. Okay, they cannot give commitment, and sometimes they need to we need to pay for the what they call this, the expertise. Okay, so it's actually related to the lack of funding. So as we know that there is a lack of funding in development of the prototype. There are actually funding on this, but it's very limited. Okay, it's very limited, and then the allocation also is very limited. I just got only 20,000 ringgit. Okay, enough to come up with 2,000 bottles of the product, and also limited facilities and industrial collaboration. Some of the industries, and they do not want to risk their money to invest in our research, okay? And also restricted use of funding. If you get this FRGS, for example, you cannot buy many things which are not in the proposal. That's an example lah. And also the funding from internal funding also is very restricted. Okay, and when we talk about this, biomaterials, okay, or materials for human purpose, there is a legal requirement that we need to follow. Okay, so there is a clinical testing. We need to produce this product. The production is under OEM that have the GMP, good manufacturing practice facilities, and then we need to make sure that all of the labeling, all of the ingredients, all of the many things need to be registered under NPRA, National Pharmaceutical Regulation Agency. Okay, so those are the challenge that actually I faced during this I think almost 10 years in come up with this product. Okay, but still I'm learning, okay, on how to commercialize this product. Okay, so when we talk about biomaterials, this is typical process of the biomaterials, starting from the synthesis, or we modify the nanomaterial, we characterize it using various techniques, testing in vitro and in vivo, application, whether we can use it in the dentistry or orthopedic, or for the wound healing or regeneration. So these are typical biomaterials, and I put it star related to human. Okay, biomaterials is related to human, and it can be used as a heart valve, hip replacement, also inside our body, inside human. So there is actually challenge to meet the requirement from the legal, okay, from the legislation. Okay, for example, like there is a Medical Device Act 2012 Act 737, okay, that we need to follow. There is also regulation by the National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, okay, NPRA, and also GMP, good manufacturing practice, and some of the product we need to have a halal certificate. So, and Some of them, if we want to commercialize it, not in Malaysia and overseas, so we need to get approval from the US FDA. So, and there are actually many other regulation that we need to follow. So these are some of the challenge in the in innovating the biomaterials. But the market of biomaterials is very high. So if you can see here, it is a positive CAGR. Okay, the growth is very positive. So the market growth is driven by the increased fund and grants by the government bodies, not just in Malaysia but also worldwide. Rising demand for medical implants, increasing research on regenerative medicine, and also high growth in the plastic surgery and also wound healing. So those are the factors that that can affect the growth of the biomaterials market. And then there is also restraint or the limit or challenge that we need to face when we want to market this biomaterial, which is a stringent clinical and a regulatory process that I told you before. But there is opportunity where there is a growing healthcare market in emerging economies. So the market is there. For the market, biomaterials is very high. Okay, I want to share with you some of the strategies that we can do, even I did actually, to commercialize our idea or our invention. So we can follow this suggestion from the book by Bart Stans. He's my friend, also inventor in Malaysia. Okay, his background is not in medical, but he's actually is very good in inventing many products. Okay, and he is one of the big name in the innovation in Malaysia. Okay, and he wrote this book, Turning Ideas into Innovation. And then I in 2009, 2011, I think 2010. So I used this book if I want to come up with a proposal, especially for to obtain this PRGS, prototype research grant scheme funding. And there is also BMC, business model canvas, and ABC approach, needs approach, benefit, and competition approach, where we can use this approach if we want to come up with a pitching, we want to strategize our pitching to the investor, and also the TRL, technology readiness level. Okay. So this is a simple 7-step in commercialization your idea or your invention based on this book, Turning Ideas into Innovation. Okay, starting with the start by conceptualizing an idea and check your ideas. So if the idea is related to the biomaterials or as a bone implant, we already think whether this idea is good or not, whether is good or not if we proceed this idea. So we need to check it before we go further. Okay, and raise fund for your project. So this is where the a good proposal comes. Okay, and making a prototype or working model. So now the good thing is that we can come up with a prototype using a 3D printer, or if you see the example of prototyping from the powder to the something that is a tangible product. Okay, you cannot just simply sell the powder. You need to think about how to sell the product that can benefit all of us. Okay, and then it is actually it's easy to sell it. Okay, and filing intellectual properties, IP such as patent or copyright is very important because this can actually secure your invention and your idea. Do evaluation of your invention, okay, and then commercialization. There are actually many aspects and many approach in the commercialization. Okay, for example, like joint venture, licensing your IP, or you sell it by yourself. Come up with a spin-off company and things. Okay, it looks simple, but actually some of us maybe do not check the idea. Just proceed to the what they call this. Just proceed to the next stage. So that is actually will affect the whole process of the commercialization and also innovation. Okay, TRL actually technology readiness level has been introduced by NASA to evaluate the product or the technology that they use before they apply it in the space. Okay, so mostly Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation Malaysia use this approach to um, find out what is the suitable level of the product. Okay, because this is important if you want to identify the gap between the product and also commercialization. Product development, okay, maybe at TRL3 we have done this experimental proof of concept, but then if you want to go for the product demonstration of prototype, there is actually gap between TRL3 and also TRL7. So this is actually good so that we can actually come up with a project just for TRL4 to TRL6. Well, actually for the TRL, there are 9 level. And 1 to 3 is for the knowledge development. What we have always done in the lab is up to 3. And there is actually a TRL4 up to TRL6 for the technology development. And sometimes we need to consider the manufacturing level of this product. And then after that, once we complete this TRL6, we can go for the business development. Okay, TRL7 to the TRL9. So sometimes we just finish on TRL3, not up to TRL6 or and more. So what we can do is that we can identify our research up to the which level, and then we move on to the next level for the future project or future proposal. Okay. This is the example of the TRL that we can do if you want to plan for the production of silver nanoparticle from the plant material. So this is actually what I did. Not what I did, what I planned. Okay, that actually for the production of biomaterials, there is no standard. There is no standard TRL. It's based on us, based on our understanding, based on our experience, and based on the environment. Okay. So I want to give you a little bit. Okay. Very fast on this. TRL1 is on the research proposal. Okay. TRL2 is on the lab work. TRL3 on the proof of concept. Okay, the concept has been proven in the lab. TRL4, we go into further in vitro study, which is related to human. TRL5, so for this one, because we need to validate this in real environment, we need to have obtained an OT number from NPRA. So in TRL5, we can start to produce and packaging based in the GMP facility before we go for the large production. And then the RL6 still under legality. And then for 7, 8, 9 is for the sales and marketing. Okay, is want to make sure that the product can be commercialized. There is actually another part which is manufacturing level. Because manufacturing readiness level, because we want to produce this at the large scale production, so we need also to consider manufacturing readiness level. Okay, this is example of TRL for pharmaceutical product for the production of the pharmaceutical product. This actually you can go to this paper, nanopharmaceutics. Okay, so it divided into 4 stages. One is on paper for TRL1 and TRL2, non-GLP or GMP. Okay, we can do it in our lab. Okay, TRL3 and also TRL4. And then TRL5 is under GLP, good laboratory practice. And then after that, TRL6 up to TRL9 because it's involved commercialization. So we need to do it at the GMP, good manufacturing practice. So this report also divide this into research and also development. Research is up to TRL 4 and development is starting from TRL 5 and TRL 9. Okay. Okay, so actually many things that I want to share with you about TRL, but because of the limited time, okay, also limited time, and I want to give Dr. Zul opportunity to give more information about the commercialization. So I want to summarize it here, okay, about the innovation and commercialization of biomaterials. In terms of market, there is actually huge markets of biomaterials, okay, but there are challenges which is a lack of experience, lack of funding, legal in terms of legal requirement, and because this biomaterial we use this material for as for human. So the most important is the safety issue. So what you can do is that to strategize this, to want to commercialize or innovate your product, what you can do is using Buxton approach, which is a 7-step turning ideas into innovation, and you can see your level of the research, okay, technology readiness based on the technology readiness level and also manufacturing readiness level. Okay, right. So I think that's it for me. So thank you very much, Dr. Fatiha, and also for the speaker also, and the other speaker. So that's it. Thank you very much from UTM.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Nick, for the informative presentation. Okay. After this, we are going to have a question and answer session after Dr. Zo's presentation. So, Dr. Nick, you have to hold until the presentation, the both presentation finish. So, before any further, I would like to